Hilchos Yesodei HaTorah Perek Gimel Halacha Yud. V'oro Akel, God created Lamata Megalgal Yereach, below the sphere of the moon, Goyim Echod, one item, She'eino Ki Goyim HaGalgalim, which is not similar to the other spheres. You go to the Peirush. In Perek Beis, the Rambam said that all creations of HaKadosh Baruch Hu are divided into thirds. The Goylom, which is material, the Tzura, and the form, and the Yesodei, which ultimately cease to be. Goylom and Tzura she'eino Yesodei. And then there's the form and the material and the item that are not, do not cease. And then there's Tzuras l'lo Goylom. And then there are those that are items which are not material. Now, once Rambam told us the last two, it goes back to explain the first portion, which are the normal creations. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created below from the moon one entity which is not like the other entities of the spheres. And he gave four foundations to this entity, which is the earth. And those four are fire, water, wind, and dust. They're not the same as the form of the spheres. And and each of the, and it was established, every one of these forms with some of this material. So he's showing it to us the first creation, which is fire, it becomes attached to the next material, and then you have fire. The tzura shniya, the second aspect of material, is tzuras haruach, is that of wind. It also attaches itself slightly to something else, and from that it becomes ruach. So each of these have two parts. Tzuras hashlish is tzuras hamayim, and we have the third one, which is water. It attaches itself slightly, that we have from that water. Tzuras ha'aviv, the fourth ingredient, is tzuras ha'oretz, which is the earth itself. It attaches itself slightly. Then you have from both of them the earth. The Rambam, according to this, he counts the order as fire, wind, water, and earth, because the uppermost one is fire, underneath you have wind, till water and earth, that they are the lowest point. Nimtza, lamata min alakia. Yes, below the firmament, there are four different materials, one above the other. And each of these circles the other one that's lower than it from all its sides, like a sphere. The closest material, which is closest to the sphere of the moon, is that of the body of fire. Doesn't mean red fire, but it means to a fire which is natural, which is very, very refined and clean. It's dark, it doesn't have a tzeva. The Yavetz writes in his siddur that according to the Rambam, the fire, which is the basis of one of the four basic materials of the earth, is found inside the earth and not under the moon, like the Rambam says. Proof of that is from the what we find, the sulfur that remains in its heat, that even though there's no sun below. So you see that under the earth there is heat. Under that level of fire is spirit, is wind. The next is water. The lowest one is earth. There's no place between them, space, which has no physical aspect. There's no such thing. All of these four items are round, and everyone's within the other, and their movement is natural. And then when they're outside of their space, they will try to get back to their place. And everything that's in the earth, whether it's inanimate, growing, living, or speaking, all of it comes from these four basic foundations. Even going to the Rambam, who says that the world, he also agrees the world is made from four basic foundations. It first was created from a form which could receive something, and the first one of heaven was created when the world was created was something from nothing. From that, heaven was created, and then by the earth, first of all, there was this basic ingredient, and from that, the earth was created and everything that's in it. These two alone were created something from nothing. Everything else that's created was made from what was in existence. That's why in the beginning, heaven and earth. These two things are called heaven and earth. That material that the Rambam calls Yuli, that's the basic building material. The Rambam calls it Rae Gann Family. He created one type of existence. We come to Hilchos Yesodei HaTorah, Halacha. These four existences, ingredients, they have no spirit. They don't know anything. They don't recognize anything. But they are like dead bodies. And each one of them has its own characteristics. That he does not know it, and he doesn't comprehend it, so he can't change it. This is what David HaMelech said. Halu Hashem min ha'oretz, that the praise Hashem from the being, the actual being of the earth. Taninem chol to'imois, the great fish and all the depths. Eish, fire, uborad, hail, sheleg, snow, vikiter, and Keter, steam, ubir, and he explains that the people should praise Hashem from His greatness, that they should see in the water and in the hail and everything that's created from below the firmament, that their strength is continuous, and that is visible to both those with great intellect, a small intellect and great intellect. We finished Perek Gimel. We'll just continue here. Yahavitz writes that the Chazal tell us the Chazal differ with Rambam, but everything has its own intellect, and therefore the praise is written. There the Pasuk says all of the creations, how they praise Hashem, and Sin Alochates, what we discussed with the spheres as to whether they have intellect or not. And the question is basically whether the praise is from the animal again, as we had before, or the praise is when we see the animal, we should give that praise to Hashem.